What's going on, y'all? It's the Cool Teacher back with another video. What we're talking about today is how to subtract numbers, but not just how to subtract numbers regularly like I showed you before. This is how to subtract numbers with borrowing. Okay, so we have to borrow from the numbers so that we can make sure we subtract properly. All right, now it's easier for me to show you, so let's get a problem up here on the desk and get started. So first problem going to be 947, and we're going to subtract 398 from that. Okay, looks pretty easy. Okay, but let me tell you what you don't do. All right, here this says 7 minus 8, then people put 1. Wrong. That is not 1 because I'm doing 7 minus 8. This only has 7. I can't take a number bigger from a number that's smaller than it. Even this over here, 4 minus 9. So, oh, that'll be 5. Wrong. You can't do that either because 4 is smaller than 9. I can't take 9 away from 4. Let me give you an example. Okay, I have pizza, right? And I have 3 slices of pizza. And what if somebody says, hey, let me get 10 slices? Can I give them 10 slices of pizza? I cannot, because I only have 3 slices. So this is the same thing that's happening. I can't take 8 away from 7 because, or I can't do 7 minus 8, however you want to say it. I can't do it because I don't have enough. So I have to borrow to make sure that I have enough. So let me show you how to borrow, okay? Now borrowing excuse me, borrowing might look complex, but it's not. All right. There's really, to me, only 2 steps to borrowing. First step, the number we're borrowing from goes down 1. Second step, it gives 10 to the number behind it. Okay. So let me show you how that goes. Now here we have 7 minus 8. Can't do that, right? We already established that. Can't do 7 minus 8. So I have to borrow from the 4 that's in front of it, right? So this 4 is going to go ahead and go down 1 to 3, and it's going to go ahead and give 10 to the number behind it, which is 7. So this is no longer 7, it is now 17. All right, so now I can do 17 minus 8. That's cool, but can I do 3 minus 9? I can't. So that means I have to keep borrowing. Okay, so this 3 is now going to borrow from the 9 that's in front of it. That 9 is going to go down 1 to 8. This is now going to add 10 to the number behind it. Right now, this number technically is 3, but it is now going to turn into 13. Now, if I look at all of this, all of these can be done properly. Okay? Now, I can do 17 minus 8. I can do 13 minus 9. And I can go ahead and do 8 minus 3. All right, so let's go ahead and get that done. 17 minus 8, that is going to be 9. 13 minus 9, that is going to be 4. And 8 minus 3, that's going to be 5. So my answer is 549. All right. Now, every number that we subtract and borrow, it won't always be like this. So actually, I'm going to give you 2 examples today. All right, so second example I'm going to give you is, let's do this, 1,500. Matter of fact, let me move this down a little bit. 1,591, and we are going to subtract 945 from it. Okay. Now, just like what I did over here, yikes, just like what I did over here, I like to go ahead and do all of my borrowing first before I start my subtraction, because to me, it's easier that way and I minimize my mistakes. All right. I'm not saying you have to do it that way, but I'm just telling you how I do it. All right. So let's get started on this problem. Once again, we're in the same problem. Can I do 1 minus 5? Can't. Okay, I can do 9 minus 4, but I can't do 1 minus 5. Here, can I do 5 minus 9, I can't. All right, so I got to start my borrowing process. All right, so this, I have to borrow from the 9. The 9 is going to go down to an 8, and it's going to add 10 to the number behind it. So now this, instead of being 1, yikes, sorry, it's not that. Now it's going to be 11. All right, because it gave 10 to the number behind it. So I can do 11 minus 5. I can do 8 minus 4. But that doesn't mean I'm done, because I can't do 5 minus 9. All right. So what happens now? I have to borrow from the number in front of it. It's going to go down 1 and add 10 to the number behind it. So now this will turn into a 15. Now I can go ahead and get my problem solved. Now, let me explain why the second problem looks a whole lot different on the top than the first problem, because this is where a lot of people get confused. All right. The reason that this is double crossed out is because I borrowed from the 4, which turned it into a 3. But when I turned it into a 3, could I do 3 minus 9? I couldn't. So I had to, this 3 had to borrow from this 8, and then it added 10 to it, making it 13. Now if I look over here at this problem, I couldn't do 1 minus 5, so I borrowed from the 9. 9 went down to an 8, gave 10 to that, and made it 11. Can I do 11 minus 5? Yeah. Can I do 8 minus 4? Yes. The fact that I could do 8 minus 4, this 8 didn't have to borrow from this 15, or I'm sorry, this 5 in front of it. The 8 didn't have to borrow from that because it was able to go ahead and be done on its own. So that's why it's not always going to be like this. It's not always going to be like this. You have to work your problem out and know when you're going to double borrow numbers and when you're going to stop and then start again. All right, very, very important. I know that made the video longer than what it should have been, but it's important. So guess what? I don't really care, because I'd rather you know than not know. All right, but let's get this problem finished up. Let's do 11 minus 5. We can do that now, which is going to be 6. Let's do 8 minus 4, which is going to be 4. Let's do 15 minus 9. 15 minus 9 is going to be 6. And 0 minus nothing is going to be 0. So this is my answer, 646. Okay? Hopefully this video helped you with how to borrow, and hopefully me showing you 2 different types of problems helped you to understand why sometimes it looks different. All right? If you like the video, go ahead and hit the like button. If you're watching this in class, tell your teacher to hit the like button for you, okay? Because it helps me out and help me help you. All right, cool. And if you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and do that. And other than that, this is the Cool Teacher, and I'm out.